Hi everyone, welcome and thanks for joining us today. My name is Tisha. I'm the head of admissions here at SageCore, and with me is Rose, and we're excited to share more about the START Consulting program. Rose, you want to introduce yourself?
Yes, hi everyone. Good evening. My name is Rose. I am the admissions lead and remote program manager, and I also will be helping out with this info session.
Thanks, Rose. And also, hopefully, our START ambassador can be joining us later on, but that will be gone. He did the program last May, and then he can talk about or help answer any questions. If in any case he doesn't make it today, we'll make sure you'll be able to get in touch with him to ask any questions that you have. Okay, so just a quick introduction about SageCore. What makes SageCore special is that students don't just learn about global business, they actually live it. Through consulting projects with startups supported by our online skills academy, students gain skills, cultural experiences, and real impact stories to share in interviews. Startups are ideal partners because they let students try different roles and contribute to meaningful work and gain confidence in a short period of time. I just see that our alum has joined. Hi there, Gan. How are you?
Hey, sorry about that. I'm good. How are you guys?
No problem. Will you just do a quick introduction to everyone on the call today?
No, of course. I'm Ganpati, or everyone just calls me Gan a lot of times. I'm from Penn State. I'm a senior right now, and I'm studying finance. And I was a part of Sage Corp's program in Berlin the summer, to be honest.
Great. Thanks, Gan. We'll get back to you later and so we
Of
can talk
course.
a bit about your project, all right?
Perfect.
Okay. Okay, so just a quick program overview of the START program in 2026. This upcoming May, we are going to be running in two locations. So Berlin from May 17th to the 30th, and then Barcelona from May 10th to the 23rd. So it will run again for 2 weeks, but two separate locations. Um, and basically, these are vibrant startup hubs and incredible cultural cities. Now, the program includes the following. You'll get your team-based consulting project, furnished housing, workspace, group cultural activities, medical insurance, and local staff support. What's not included is your international airfare, any passport or visa fees. You want to make sure that you check that your passport is going to be valid within 6 months of when you're going to leave, as well as if you need any visas to get into Berlin or Barcelona. Um, and also meals that are not listed. We do have a couple group dinners included in the program fare. And then, of course, your personal spending money. Um, Before students arrive, you'll complete a Skills Academy resume review and goal setting session so you feel fully prepared. Now, here's sort of the big picture of the 2 weeks. You'll see a mix of project work with your team, startup visits and talks, plus cultural experiences and excursions. It all builds toward your final presentation with the startup you're consulting for. We've condensed the full day-to-day schedule here so that you can see the rhythm of the program at a glance. Um, you'll see also that we include a full day excursion as part of like your 2 weeks there. So everything is sort of built out, but we also build in sort of free time for you guys to explore the city on your own. These are sort of some of the examples of cultural experiences that you'll have in each city. In addition to the project work, there's plenty of time to explore. Like I said earlier, the group dinners, the walking tours, markets, and the full day excursion. These are often the moments where students connect most deeply with each other and the city. Gon, can you share what was one of your favorite cultural experiences last May in Berlin?
Ooh, one of them, there were so many I can't choose, but I think I mean as you mentioned, the group dinners was really some of the best moments because like every time we were just having fun, it was like a good time to just relax and talk with everyone. And on top of that, I feel like my favorite would be the Berlin Tower. It was just the views were fantastic from up there. I got some great pictures too. So I think those two, but again, everything were each super good.
Great. Oh, and I forgot to mention, we also do include transit cards for you guys while
Yeah.
you're there. So you use it for the tours and for the group activities, but you can also use it the whole time you're there, and it's unlimited. Okay, great. All right. So here are like sort of three example Berlin startups that we worked with. For example, ProVeg is a global food awareness nonprofit supporting startups in alternative proteins. One of their projects was a portfolio analysis and KPI metrics. Students were tasked to develop an impact assessment framework on their investment portfolio, as well as creating KPIs and dashboards to measure outcomes like animals saved or water reduced. Gon, can you tell us about the startup you were working for and sort of the project scope that you had that you were given?
No, of course. We were working with the health tech VC. They were specialized in health tech firms only in Europe, and they were trying to go into their second fund, which was fun too. And we were tasked to help them find a new, like a potential company for them to invest in. And to be honest, the first week was pretty much just research about potential companies that we had, like a basic what they look for. We learned about what criteria that the company looks for, and we tried to apply that in the same manner. And for the second one, we shortlisted one of them and went like on a deep dive. They called it a one pager. It's a standard in the venture capital industry, and that's how we in-depth research about like the founders, just overall finances and all that, and gave it a rating from 1 to 5 according to what the company wanted. You guys did me dirty there, huh? Anyway, yeah, it
You
was
can
just
thank Danny for that one.
Oh yeah, it was on the final day, but yeah, it was honestly a really good experience. The two people we were working with in the company was like such good, helpful people, and the conversations were flowing super nice. So I would say like my experience was 10 on 10, and I learned a lot. I never knew about venture capital before, so that was like one of my goals, and I would say like I have a good understanding now from what I can say. But yeah, if
Can
there's
you
yeah.
can you go deeper on what your specific role was on the team? Because you had a team of about five, 4 to 5 in your group, right?
Yep, exactly. Honestly, we did not have any specific role design. It was just us as a team understanding what we all want to do, depending on our strength, because the whole team was like filled with different expertise. Everyone was specialized in one. I had a good background in like finance and just overall like research, so that was mainly me. I was spearheading like the research for potential companies, giving advice to my teammates where they can look we segregated into like different sectors where I was looking at incubators in specific. Some people are looking through like LinkedIn, some people are looking through like awards. So we just try to segregate it as much as possible. Yeah, but pretty much it. I was just in charge. I was trying to help out more about research and like giving my thoughts and how we can decide what is a suitable company.
Okay, great.
Yep.
Um, so yeah, just to kind of share with the team, the group, that these are some of the types of projects. Like you heard a little bit about the Pro Veg project, sorry, and then a little bit of what Gon was doing, a little bit more in the research part. So you will be assigned to a different project. Now, before you start the project, you do pre-program work with our team. It starts with a skills assessment call with the program manager. Then they review your resume as well as goal setting. Like Gon probably told the program manager Shannon that one of his goals was, learning a bit more about VC funds. And then that's kind of how we kind of put together the groups. And we also try to represent different experiences, different skill level and expertise in a group, to kind of give each team like that well-rounded skill set. And then you'll complete the Skills Academy. Now, Gan, how did the Skills Academy and prep help you once you were on site in Berlin?
No, of course. I feel like the whatever we I learned through the Skills Academy was like a basic information that built my foundation up so that I don't honestly look like a clown when I was in front of everyone. I would say like they came in pretty like helpful when I was trying to understand what the company people were saying in terms of the task requirements, or especially with keywords as well as like looking at how, for example, like Excel, give or take, all that. But and also even just talking in general, like the presentation. Oh yeah, exactly, pitching to investors. So I feel like that ha really helped like establish myself and build my confidence when I was doing the presentations, because that was also one of the like I feel like parts where I can improve, and that kind of helped me. But yeah, I feel like it just helps you feel more confident when you're doing like being ready to tackle on whatever work that you have to at your actual client
Okay. Did you
project.
guys use the Skills Academy at all during the project?
Honestly, I did not do it particularly. Some of my teammates did go back on it and try to see if they could, like if they found something useful or they thought like okay maybe let me go revise.
Yep.
This was something I was already like a bit more familiar with during my college experience being like a junior. A lot of people were freshmen and stuff, so they needed more help with it. But yeah, I think it was definitely something I've learned all throughout my 3 years that is like pretty much solidified in these like 2 hours, 3 hours courses.
Great. I mean, that gives a good example of how different students can use the Skills Academy. You will have
100%.
access to it right when you enroll. So you could just be reviewing that before you go, or you could even use it while you're there. So you'll have access to it until the end of the program. Okay, last question. What skills do you think you built or strengthened the most? Maybe apart from presenting your
Right.
ID.
I mean, if more than skilled, I think best thing would be the industry knowledge that I gained from this because tech, as I said, I was not much familiar with venture. Like even raising capital, for example, I understood, yeah, it's money, but what is it about? Why? All that was something a lot of knowledgeable in terms of like actual skills. Then probably soft skills would be like again presentation skills, how to speak, when pitching what is important for investors or what is important for venture capitals to look at. So trying to using that to prioritize what we should put in our like presentation to keep it more narrow, focused, and concise. That was something I could really say. Market research, as I said, I was really more involved in the research part, so I feel like that helped out in terms of what strategies or how I can approach research because a lot of people like before getting the research started, they get roadblocked in terms of how to go at it instead of actually getting the information because that is the most important part, right? Finding out what are the keywords or what you're exactly trying to find out.
Yeah. Okay, great. Well, thanks for sharing a little bit about your project.
Oh, of course.
We will open some questions to you at the end. So yeah, if you
Yeah,
guys have
perfect.
any questions, you guys can drop that into the chat, and then we will address them at the end of the presentation. All right. So, just a quick look about the admissions process. If you are interested in applying, the steps are simple. You apply through our website, and selected students will get invited to complete an interview. Now, if offered a spot, the next thing you'll just need to do is sign a student agreement, pay our program deposit, and then you will meet with your assigned program manager to discuss your skills, your goals, and then the matching with your group and the consulting project begins. Now, while we are trying to match the group and finding the best project for you guys, you can already start with your online skills academy and just sort of upskill in those areas that you want to feel more confident in, or you want a refresher in, or you want to learn something new. Um, Now, a quick note for any students on the call that might be from Ohio State University, because we do have a partnership with your university, you will need to apply directly through your university. Rose is going to share a link in the chat right now on where you would find that on your website and how to apply. But if you need to ask any questions about that, feel free to get in touch with us at the end or email campusrelations@sagecore.com so we can discuss your admissions process as it is a bit different to other students. Um, Now, just a few upcoming deadlines. We do have an early bird deadline of November 10th. So if you enroll by then, you will receive $300 off the program fee, and then a priority application deadline of January 19th. Now, we only are doing two cities, Berlin and Barcelona, and we have limited spots available. So priority application deadline allows you sort of uh, if you want your first choice location, like if Barcelona and or Berlin is more important to you, by the priority application deadline will give you that higher chance. And of course, early bird will probably give you like a more higher likely chance if you definitely want to go to a specific city. Okay, and and also Rose and I are always available for a phone call, a Zoom call if you need to discuss the program a bit further or want to understand it a bit better as well. Now, beyond the project itself, after you complete the program, students join a lifelong community. Our alumni network now includes more than 1,500 professionals across industries with an active LinkedIn group and strong peer connections. So not only do you join the group that does the 2-week program, but you'll also join alums who've completed our 8-week internship program as well. So that really kind of concludes the information part of this session. I want to open it up to questions to our team and, of course, to our alum Gan about the program. If you guys could just use the chat function or the Q&A function to ask any questions that you have, then yeah, we can address those questions. Maybe perhaps to get kicked off, Gan, do you have any advice for students doing this program, or what did you do to prepare yourself? Um, yeah, to go out there alone on your own.
No, that's fair. I mean, for me, I would say like, and I'll start phases by phases. Being in a new country is like honestly kind of scary, alone especially. I mean, for a lot of people, it's their first time traveling or a lot outside without family. For me, I was like, I'm a bit more experienced because I'm an international student, so I'm abroad already. But I would say like don't there's nothing to be scared about. There's like for me at least there was 40 other people, so anywhere we walked, we were like a gang just walking through the street. Like sometimes we used to laugh because of how many people we were. But again, it was a fantastic memories. I met so many people from that, a lot of people from Ohio State. I was the only Penn State guy there, so I kind of felt like I was gonna be like ambushed, but no, they were all super sweet people. In fact, I even keep in touch with them. Then coming to more of like the professional side. I think one thing is to be like you don't need to be scared. I feel like going in a new space, especially like you might think that okay, what if I don't perform well, or what if like I make a mistake? There's nothing to be worried about because like they are all like they know that we're students, they know we're coming here to learn, so they're super welcome with any questions, and you have your teammates to get your back. Like even in my presentation, I had like some people who were scared about presenting, and we were all just having each other back, making that space more comfortable. So I feel like that is something presentations, everyone thinks that the work is going to be like super, super intense and there's no scope for error. But again, it's just like any other internship. At least that was how mine was. And I think meant the same what I heard from everyone else in different teams. We had like 5 to 6 different companies to my knowledge in Berlin last year. I'm surprised to see there's Barcelona now.
Yeah, do you, well, Barcelona is a really popular city, so we
Yeah.
thought we would kind of open that up. Do you sorry, I'm like blanking now.
No, you're fine.
I'm going to answer some of these questions on the Q&A. What
Oh
is the
yeah.
main thing that sticks out to us in applicants? One of the things that we do like to see in students is that if they do have any sort of like consulting work through their organizations, that's really interesting to see, although not necessary at all. It just kind of shows that you're kind of interested and have been exploring this type of environment. Oh yes, now the question comes back to me. Gan, do you
Of
think
course.
the 2 weeks was enough for you to learn? We do have the 8-week program that it's a little bit of a different internship because you work by yourself and not really on one project, but more like a day-to-day job, right? Where this was a condensed 2-week sort of experience. Do
Right.
you think that was sort of enough for you to get a lot out of it, the timing?
I mean, for me, I've never been in a 2 months internship yet, but I feel like it was perfect. Like it was not too long. It was in fact like the perfect amount of balance between work and like free time. And even in terms of the information sessions, we had two big like 3 hour meetings with each client with our clients, and we there was like almost 1 or 2.5 hours of just information. So whatever we have to learn or what they want to teach us, and like 30 minutes for any question and answer. And each of the deliverables were discussed during the meetings. So I feel like it was perfect. And again, because you have team members with you, it's not, you don't feel alone or you don't feel like, okay, this is a lot of work. Yes, there is a good amount of work, but at the same time, it's like, I feel like you're there for a purpose as well. And being in a fast-paced environment pushes you to be more like effective and efficient with your work as well. and
Uh,
you're responsible. No one's like looking over your shoulder saying, "Are you doing this work or not?" So it's
yeah,
your job at the end of the day to make sure like you get your stuff out, which is pretty much how the real life is gonna work,
yeah,
right?
exactly,
Exactly.
exactly. Um, I know you're still in school, so you probably
Hmm.
haven't used this experience in an interview yet, but were you able to at least add stuff to your resume that really helped?
Oh,
That,
100%.
yeah.
Yeah, I'm sorry to cut you off. No, I was gonna say 100%. Even like I'm already recruiting right now because this is recruiting season. So I've already like it's on my resume whenever I go to people. Like even the other day we had like a corporate networking event, and there were some people from KPMG that I was talking to, and we were just discussing about Berlin and like how good it is to be working with Germans and stuff. Yeah, sure. Maybe it's not exactly the technical part, but it was just a fun experience. And being abroad is fun. Even that shows like the companies that okay, he can be out somewhere else and out of comfort like uncomfortable space and still do his thing, you know. I feel like, and it gives you a lot to talk about too. Like I feel like especially with recruiting or interviews, for example, behaviorals, when the one thing that comes up, it's you excel at it when you know what you're talking about or you have experience to talk about. So I feel like it helped me like improve my professional like career as well as my chances right now, at least I think. Fingers crossed.
I just wanted to add something about what Gan said, Tish, is that we've had a lot of students who have mentioned that during interviews, this experience sticks out because of the abroad component, because
Mhm.
not everybody gets the chance to go abroad and work or do consulting abroad. It's very rare. So this gives you the opportunity to have an edge amongst other peers.
Yeah, I agree 100%.
Exactly. And how do you guys balance project work with exploring the city? I mean, you guys are all university age students and are there for a limited time. Yeah, how did you guys do it as a group and or as a cohort?
No, of course. I mean, as mentioned during the schedules, like I'm sure you touched upon it, there's like specific times allotted for us to work, and it's up to our discretion how do we go about it. And most of the time, that the amount of work time given to us was perfect. There were a couple of days where we either cut short or even went a bit longer, depending on what we had to do. But I would say I had a lot of fun during the trip. Like even without the work was fun, yes, of course, but I had a lot of fun just exploring the city. The parks were beautiful in Berlin. And of course, the transit card really came in like clutch, especially
Good,
because,
good.
yeah,
And
I would say it was amazing.
so what was the biggest cultural difference then that you had to adapt to while working with the Germans?
Um, I think working with the Germans, honestly, my clients was like they were super chill. They were one of them was from the US. He moved to Germany, and I didn't feel like there was a big enough barrier. But I would say like from what I heard from others, it's just like being on time is like a big thing in Berlin, and like just overall like to what extent the work-life balance is super different. I heard Europeans take like they're super dialed in when it's time to work, but at the same time they have equal amounts of breaks. So it was fun learning about it and like how the culture is like they all go out and stuff. I was not a part of it. I mean, again, we were students at the end of the day, but we were just learning about listening to their stories. So
And how are you with the language? Like you don't speak German, right?
no, I
Did
wish I
that,
did.
I mean, I think barely anyone in our cohort spoke German, maybe one or two if I
Yeah.
remember correctly. But did that hinder anything socially, like, when you guys were out or in the workplace?
I wouldn't say a lot because you can get around a lot of people speak English there, or at least they understand. I mean, you can, of course, everyone who's in a different country, they use those common like thank you, good morning, all those, and like I learned those, we picked them up, and we even like during our info session, we had Amelia who helped us out a bit with common terms, and but I would say like almost everyone speaks English there, or at least understand half of it, so it was not like a big issue. Um, but yeah, I mean, it was fine. One thing that stuck out to us was that Amelia just said Germans like to stare at people, like just in general. So she's like, just don't worry about it. They're not like mad at you or something. It's just German people who just like to stare.
So,
So,
yeah, Amelia is our city manager in Berlin. So you'll have one in each city that will, yes, go through sort of the norms, the things you want to look out for in the city, and then they'll take you out on events as well. But all of our startup clients or partners will conduct everything in English. The project will be done in English, so students are not required to know the language in both cities, Barcelona or Berlin. Now, you will get some advantages knowing the local lingo, right? But not for the purposes of your project. Um, all right, Rose, do you have any questions or anybody else? Otherwise, we will probably be ending the session. I'm gonna leave it on for maybe another minute to see if anyone else has any last minute questions.
I have one question for Gon. I know that you guys had like a final presentation towards the end of the 2 weeks. So I just wanted to know, were you well prepared for your presentation?
Oh, perfect. That's a great question. I was going to touch upon it, but yes, I feel like we were given an ample enough time to like even go prepare for the presentation, and we had a mock presentation with our city managers and like the whole team managers. I don't know what Shannon is. Is it the program manager? Yeah, program manager exactly. So they were helpful enough to give us some of their time, like, and help us go through a practice presentation, give us any inputs about just overall presentation skills. And I think that even that run also helped us be more confident when it came at the end. But I would say like when you know your information or you put in so much work about what you're putting on the presentation, you're like super capable enough and ready to go ahead and speak or answer any questions when the time comes.
Great. I'm glad you felt that way and that you learned a lot with our program and that you were able to build the skills to, make you feel more confident. I really like that the Skills
Yeah,
Academy just kind of made you because you know it already, especially if you're in university. You know a lot of the things, but it just kind of reinforces that stuff you learn at school.
yeah,
Um,
exactly.
any last things you want to say or share?
I mean, I would say I had a great time. It was honestly some of the best memories I made. It was me alone in Europe for the first time, and I would say like it was a great start. And more, of course, I just wanted to say like everyone thinks that it's not there's not enough balance, but I would say like it's pretty very balanced in terms of what you can do as in your own free time as well as like the group excursions planned. We had like three, four things. We were super busy like in just with the excursions more than work, to be honest. There was this, so many tours, so many everything. It was super well planned out. Like we don't need to do much. We just show up and you guys take care of everything. So I would say I had a good time. If I didn't, I would not be here being an ambassador. So I think this just speaks for itself.
Yeah, well, great. Thank you so much for joining us this evening and sharing everything about your experiences and about the project that you've been doing. We are excited to see what you're going to be doing in the next couple of years and how this experience helps you with that. And yeah, if anyone on the call has additional questions for Gon specifically, let us know. We'll be happy to connect you with him or for Rose and
Of
I,
course.
we'd be happy to jump on another call to explain the program in more detail if you'd like. Thank you again, everyone, for joining us. Have a great rest of your evening. Thank you, Gon, and we'll talk soon.